So I bit the bullet and I picked up the M4 Mac Mini. And honestly, all the other reviews you've heard are right. I'm blown away by this tiny computer that packs such a massive punch. If you've watched other videos, very recent videos on the channel, we reviewed the MacBook Air M4 and the amount of power that Apple is packing in these lowest tiered devices is just insane these days. The M4 MacBook Air can handle my entire workload, from my normal advertising and marketing, emailing, like the normal kind of browsing stuff that really any computer can handle, all the way up to editing 4K footage for this channel. But I just wanted to give a brief overview and my first reactions to the M4 Mac Mini. Hopefully this will be a shorter video, but hopefully you learned something as well. Before we dive in though, on this channel we talk about tech that marries form and function. We like tech that both improves our lives and looks good while doing so. So if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing and like this video for more. Right, so the reason I actually ended up buying the M4 Mac Mini was I saw the price, I thought it was fine. I was kind of fine with my current computer setup and I didn't really see a reason to buy one. But then I saw someone post that they got a refurbished Mac Mini M4, and I was surprised at how quickly they were already up on the refurbished part of Apple's site. So I went digging through there, and yes, you can get like the base model like $100 off, which is, it's already an insane value. And now you have another $100 off just because someone else has used it before you is kind of insane. But I started looking around because I felt if I was going to make this purchase, I needed it to be something that would last me a while. And so the biggest thing I was kind of looking into was like, yes, 16 gigabytes of RAM is great, but let's bump up and see what options they have for 24 gigabytes. And when I did that, the options I found were kind of insane. For around the $1,000 price point, I was able to pick up a 512 gigabyte storage, 24 gigabytes of RAM, 16 cores GPU, and 12 core CPU model. So literally like anything that I throw at this, it's just like smooth like butter, zero hiccups whatsoever. Doing some casual gaming obviously is totally fine. I think the hardest, most intensive work that I do on my computer is video editing, and this is just, no problem whatsoever. Now, I've talked about it before, I didn't actually need the 512 gigabytes of storage. I would have been totally fine with the 256 because I do most of my editing and most of my storage even on an external SSD. But having a little bit extra inside isn't a bad thing either. So I was happy to get that bump. Of course, new silicon chips are just insane, and each new one they come out with is like a joke at this point, how good they are. Like Apple could just sit on what they have for a few years before they upgrade it. But they don't. They continue to improve and make it even better, which is just mind-blowing. Another big thing has been the overall design. It's so teeny, it's so elegant looking. I, for one, am glad they put the power button on the bottom because one, I never use it, and two, it would just add more to the minimal design. I think I used it to turn it on, but I'm not quite sure actually. I think I just plugged it into the wall and it turned on. So I, for one, have never used the power button. So I honestly don't mind that it's on the bottom. Now I did have a dock for my MacBook Pro setup and then my MacBook Air setup, which allowed me to plug in, SD cards, micro SD cards, to have the SSD plugged in, the monitor plugged in and everything, so that I could just plug one cable into the side of my MacBook Pro and my MacBook Air. And I could have kept that for the Mac Mini, but there's 2 ports on the front, 3 ports on the back, Ethernet on the back. And so I actually was able to just completely get rid of my dock. And it's not like I use an SD card reader like 24/7 when I'm on my computer, so I just keep one of the little Apple dongles for the SD card reader. Whenever I need to transfer the data, I just plug it in and we're good to go. There's 2 ports in the front. I never touch them except for those SD cards or, like overhead camera. Sometimes we use the DJI Pocket 3 and just to be able to plug that in and transfer files over as well, just right there in the front of the dock is just so easy and nice. I will probably never ever use the headphone jack, but it's nice for some of the more pro users who need that wired experience when editing video and stuff. I've never had a problem with latency or anything like that, editing off speakers or with even like AirPods or something. So yeah, I don't know. There's not much to this thing. I've got it plugged into my Apple Studio display and it just works. I do think like there's just the slightest pleasure in walking into the office and just sitting down and hitting my spacebar on my keyboard and having the computer start up, rather than having to put the book bag down, pull out the MacBook, plug it in, set it down, then wait for it to connect to the dock and keyboard and everything to start it all up. First world problems, yes, totally, but I don't know, just that much more of an ease of use thing to just throw the bag on the chair, sit down and start working. So I have enjoyed that as well. Funny story, UPS absolutely lost my MacBook Air that I ordered, and so I had to contact Apple, and then they are sending me a new one, and it's supposed to come today. And I saw UPS literally drive through our parking lot and leave without stopping. And I don't know if I'll ever get the new MacBook Air. If you've seen my previous videos, I had the MacBook Air 13-inch M4, but I am trading it up for the 15-inch in silver. So I'm waiting for that so I can send this one back to Apple. So anyway, my current sort of computer setup is going to be the Mac Mini M4 as my powerhouse main workstation. And then on the go at home work will be done on the 15-inch MacBook Air M4. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the M4 Mac Mini. If you have one, if you're thinking about getting one, if there are any questions I can answer about mine in the comments down below. Also, if you like this Apple content I've been making, I can definitely make more of it. I know it usually does well in terms of views. And here on the channel, we're trying to sort of juggle editorial content, as I call it, just the content that's fun, like Apple content, and reviewing products for brands, getting to work with them, getting to pay my employees, and all that fun stuff. So just a little sneak peek at the behind the scenes. Which, by the way, while we're here, go over and subscribe to our channel, the How to Tech Tube podcast. We go into more detail on what we do here on the channel, how we do it, and the lessons we've learned, the things we've done wrong along the way. So if you've ever wanted to start a YouTube channel in general, and specifically a tech YouTube channel, that's gonna be the place for you. But anyway, that's gonna do it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Like this video for more, watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it. And I'll see you all in the next one.